In many cases, people have lived with their inner critic for so long and had to cope with it or overcome it or work around it that they don't even recognize that it's there. It operates at another level below their daily awareness. But sometimes we see that people are very much drawn to the idea of practicing self-compassion, and they say that they don't really have that inner critic. And then what they find is that as they start to practice, it opens up, it appears, or they become aware of it in a different way that they hadn't really noticed for quite some time. So it's really, I think in many cases it's there, but people have found a way to kind of cover over it, avoid it, distract themselves away from it in various ways in order to function, because if they were constantly bombarded by it, they wouldn't be able to get anything done.
And just discover the inner critic, would that make any difference for them?
I think sometimes that's a big shift for people, because it's an awakening that this has been something that has informed them in their lives and led to them making certain choices in what they did or what they pursued. You know, maybe it might manifest as a fear of failure. So they might not know that they have an inner critic, but they do know that they are fearful of failing. And so they don't try. And so they find themselves, you know, really not trying for the promotion at work or starting the new business or even going into a new relationship because they're afraid that it's not going to go well. And they couldn't tell you it's because they're inner critic, but that's probably what's going on. So it manifests as struggle, but we may not be able to point to self-criticism in particular as being the reason.
And training self-compassion without being aware of that's what I need, could that also make a change, just training the self-compassion whatsoever?
I think so, because what we're really doing in the end, you know, we don't want to demonize the self-critic, because it actually is motivated most often by trying to keep us safe. It's not doing it in a very effective way. So we aren't trying to get rid of the self-critic. We're actually trying to change our relationship with it so that we are kinder to it and to ourselves, and realizing, oh, okay, so it really is trying to keep us safe, but it's going about it in a very destructive or problematic way. And if I just thank it for its efforts and choose to be kind to myself because I'm suffering, then I relate differently to it, and it doesn't rule me, it doesn't control me in the same way that it did.